I'm telling you now, I think Arsenal could absolutely mash up this transfer window. If you want to stay up to date, if you want to be locked in, if you want to know the Arsenal news as soon as it breaks, people, them Rasenal TV is the place to be, people, them. Yes, people, them, welcome back to the Rasenal Transfer Center here on Rasenal TV, people, them. I hope you were all blessed and well as I am feeling. I'm feeling great this morning, and I've got a lot of news to give you. I'm actually excited to give you the news. And usually I'm in a rush to give you the news, but I'm actually going to take my time today. Going to be a bit calmer, because I believe that on the 1st of September, when this transfer window closes, we're going to look back on the window and we're going to say to ourselves, if we thought last year's summer window was good, we will say that Arsenal have had a fantastic summer window. I think that is what is gearing up, because Arsenal, again, they're moving in stealth. Even though we got a lot of updates from the hand of Arsenal, we get updates from this person and that person, Arsenal are actually moving in stealth. And I, for one, I think on some deals, I know what Arsenal want to do. I know where Arsenal are going. But with Berta at the helm, with Maurizio Micheli doing his thing independently as well, and with the way that Arsenal want to move, and the fact that Arteta's on a holiday, but he's still actively involved in negotiations, and Josh Kroenke's talking about dynasties, I'm telling you now, I think Arsenal could absolutely mash up this transfer window, and we're going to be here to mash up the Premier League and mash up everyone together. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Rasenal TV, people, then. And we're going to start straight away with Morgan Rogers. This news came to you yesterday. I told you yesterday morning on the Rasenal Transfer Center, and then it came out late yesterday, and I told you again. Morgan Rogers only wants Arsenal Football Club. I'm going to say that one more time. Morgan Rogers only wants Arsenal Football Club. No one else, not Chelsea, not Man United, not anyone else that is connected with him. The hand of Arsenal said yesterday that Morgan Rogers has spoken to the likes of Chelsea, not interested. He is sold on the plan that Mikel Arteta has for him. Morgan Rogers. So the thing that we need to talk about now regarding Morgan Rogers is the fee. Because it's not personal terms that are going to be a problem. It's not personal terms. Personal terms won't be a problem between Arsenal and Morgan Rogers. The problem lies between Arsenal and Aston Villa for how much money we are going to spend on this player. Morgan Rogers is a good player, very, very good player, and a key player for Aston Villa. And if Aston Villa are going to sell their key player, how much is he going to cost? That's all it is now. We're not talking about, does he want to go or does he want to go there or there? No. He wants to go to Arsenal. And there was also a report yesterday that came out. The fact that Morgan Rogers only wants Arsenal, don't be surprised if this deal actually accelerates during the World Cup, because he's not sold on anyone else. His focus is solely Arsenal. So why can't the deal progress during the World Cup if his, preference is only Arsenal? Now, how much will we sign Morgan Rogers for? Now, I made an estimate that Arsenal could sign Morgan Rogers for around £92 million. For me, that's too much. Give a fixed fee up front with some add-ons that could work, achievable add-ons and blah, 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 blah. I think we can really get a deal structured around him. But this is Arsenal's top target. Well, top target at the bare minimum for the left wing, it is Morgan Rogers, and it always has been. And he will elevate our attack. I'm already imagining Morgan Rogers at Arsenal. And could you imagine a front three of Saka, Gyökeres and Rogers? Saka, Havertz and Rogers? If you want to put him in the midfield, you got Declan Rice in the 6, Rogers in the 8, Eze or Odegaard next to him. Get out of here. Get out of here. It's already mad. It's already mad. And we ain't even started yet. Let me know what you think about this deal. I think this deal was going to get done. I'm not the next time I talk about Morgan Rogers, it's about money. It's not whether he wants to come at Arsenal or not. It's about money. You understand, people, them? Make sure you subscribe to Rasenal TV and let me know how you feel about this potential deal, because I think if there's one deal that's definitely going to happen, it will be Morgan Rogers to Arsenal. Now, moving on to another English midfielder that Arsenal are linked to. And they actually scored against us when we lost against Bournemouth at the Emirates a couple of months ago. Alex Scott, 22-year-old English midfielder, has had a great season with Bournemouth, can play in the 8, can play in the 6, a great breakout season, and he's attracted a lot of interest from other clubs. Now, one thing I do want to say, that That's on a different player. Sorry. But one thing I do want to say, Bournemouth value this player around £80 million. First season in the Premier League, and this is the problem that the Premier League and leagues have in general. If you have a great first season and a big team wants to buy you, big price tag. Do I think Alex Scott is worth the 80 million? I think he's a good young player. He can break lines. He can track back into a sixth position and break up play, but he knows he can get forward and get a goal. He's a versatile midfielder that can play in the 8 and play in the 6 as well. But for 80 million, I'm not sure. Am I being stingy? Let me know in the comment section down below if I'm actually being stingy. Is it because the way the market is now, right? Years ago, we wouldn't be playing these sorts of numbers for these transfers for these players and this, that, and the other. And I'm talking about transfers across the board. I'm not just talking about Arsenal right now. You understand, people then? But Alex Scott, good player. As I said, robust, very, very strong. Now, the current situation is that there are other people interested in him as well. Of course, his manager, former manager in Areola, now at Liverpool. I'm pretty sure Areola would love to bring Alex Scott to Liverpool. So that's who we're battling against. I think if Arsenal are heavily interested in Alex Scott, as apparently they are, they're admirers of Alex Scott. But our stiffest interest will be from Liverpool. Manchester United are also interested in that player. Where do Arsenal have the upper hand against Liverpool, the most successful club in England, and Man United, probably the biggest club commercially in England? Arsenal are the current champions. So in terms of actually winning things, we're the team that's closest to win something next season, the next big thing next season. So we have that over them. We have the fact over them that we have an insane manager. If he wants you, he will lock you in a room and tell you this, that, and the other. Blah, 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 blah. Sounds mad. That sounds a bit mad. Let me run that back, because I saw a story a few months ago. I can't remember who it was by. Was it by the head of Arsenal? I'm not sure. But apparently, Mikel Arteta wanted to speak to a player. Locked him in a room, went mad, but the player didn't even sign for us anyway. So you know what? That story is a bit redundant at the end of the day. The point is, I think if Alex Scott wants to come to Arsenal and Arsenal make an offer for him, I don't think he says no. But I think the biggest rival to us is not Manchester United for his signature. It will be Liverpool. Because, as I said, their manager, Iraola, is now at Liverpool and he's going to want to bring like-minded players to him. That understand him, that understand his system. Another one of those players that Arsenal are targeting is Krupi. We need to think about Krupi as well, because if we're interested in him, remember that he is also at not at Liverpool. His manager's at Liverpool. These are big things. But let me know what you think about Alex Scott. Like I said, 80 million. I'm not sure. 60 million. You got my attention. You've got my attention a bit more. Even then, I still think it's a bit much. And he's English as well, so there's English tax. Would you like to see would you like to see Alex Scott of Bournemouth at the Arsenal? Let me know in the comment section down below, people. Now, another midfielder that plays in the Premier League. Italian. Strong midfielder. Arsenal have been linked to this midfielder as early as January. But yesterday, Sandro Tonali. What do we think about this, people then? Sandro Tonali. Tottenham have now seriously entered the race to sign Sandro Tonali. And let me tell you something else, people then. All the people then that are saying, Tottenham stole Sandro Tonali from Arsenal. No. You can't steal something from us that we ain't got. Arsenal are interested in Sandro Tonali. We haven't made a bid or made serious contact like Tottenham have. So let's just get that out of your brain. It's not like last year. Remember, Tottenham were practically, 24, 48 hours from signing Eze? That's a steal. Not this. Now, as we know, Tonali, he's a great player. He's a very, very strong, robust midfielder that breaks down anything in the 8. That midfield at Newcastle of Jolin and Tonali and Guimaraes is actually disgusting. It's actually disgusting and very disrespectful. As I said, he's already a great Premier League midfielder in his own right. I'm not talking about all time, but Tonali is a good Premier League midfielder that would elevate and add some steel to our midfield. So I'm not saying I wouldn't want Tonali, but it doesn't seem like Arsenal want Tonali as much as other people think right now. Now, this is the real sticking point, and this is what I was talking about regarding Alex Crook, right? Because Newcastle want no less than £90 million for Sandro Tonali. And Alex Crook also said that Newcastle are going to use Nottingham Forest valuation for Elliot Anderson. Newcastle are going to use Nottingham Forest valuation for Elliot Anderson at 130 million as a measuring stick for how much they will sell Tonali for. This ain't right. This ain't right. Arsenal won't sign Tonali for anything like 90 million. It doesn't matter. I think even the hand of Arsenal, let me get my phone here. I think even the hand of Arsenal said something about Tonali in his memo yesterday as well. Yes, it literally says it right here. Arsenal are also monitoring the Madrid midfielder situation, blah, blah, blah. Tonali was offered to us in January. Talks have never surpassed personal terms as of today. These clubs are using Elliot Anderson still as a market scale. Newcastle want crazy money, as do Palace for Adam Wharton. Now, hold on. Now, very, very quickly, I just noticed that. The hand of Arsenal talking about Adam Wharton. Does that mean we're interested in Adam Wharton? I know we briefly were in January or had talks with him. But Tonali's going to cost too much money. And I genuinely feel like Arsenal will look elsewhere to sign someone else. I want Buadi. How many midfielders do Arsenal want? I know Arsenal want Buadi. That's a fact. We know Arsenal want Buadi. But in terms of Tonali, and you're speaking to Alex Scott as well, do you see why I think Arsenal are going to Do you see why I think Arsenal are going to have a mad summer? Like, do you see it? Do you see it? Is it just me that sees it? They want madness on the left wing. We're going to talk about Christos Zolitz in a second. But if they sign Zolitz, they want at least 2 more attackers. It seems that Arsenal want at least 2 midfielders. And they want a couple of defenders as well. We're going to mash up the place. We're going to mash up the place. And let's just talk about Christos Zolitz in this last little bit, right? Because Christos Zolitz, again, Dimitri, I'm only following Dimitri on this news, right? When it comes to Christos Zolitz, right? Because he said again yesterday that Arsenal can sign Zolitz today if they wanted to. But that would mean someone would have to leave today. Like a Martinelli, like a Trossard. And it seems increasingly more and more and more that one of those players is going to leave, as we know already. And Zolitz will be one to replace one of them. Arsenal want to sign him. Personal terms won't be a problem. I don't know if personal terms have been agreed yet or not. But like Morgan Rogers, I don't think they're going to be a hindrance. And not like Morgan Rogers, I don't think the fee's going to be a hindrance as well. Spoken about 40 million euros already being spoken about. So that's what, about 34 million pounds? Nothing. Nothing at all. So what do we think, people then? What do we think about that? We've spoken about Alex Scott, Morgan Rogers, Christos Zolitz, and Sandro Tonali. Big targets. Big targets for the Arsenal. Big spenders. Big champions. Yeah, we're here to mash it up. We are here to mash it up in the best way possible. So yes, people them. I don't know what madness is going to occur today. I'm going to say this now. Arsenal ain't signing anyone this week. I think Arsenal will start getting deals done slowly from the beginning of next week. I'd be very surprised if Arsenal get any deals done this week. But from the start of next week, we're going to start seeing things progress even more and more. Teams will start to know where they are in the World Cup, whether they're going through or whether they're going out sooner rather than later. Things are going to start to progress more and more and more. Players are going to want their futures tied up. So, as I said, if you want to stay up to date, if you want to be locked in, if you want to know the Arsenal news as soon as it breaks, people, them Rasenal TV is the place to be, people, them. You feel lock in. Come in, subscribe, say hi, like the video, and we'll go from there. Thank you for being here on Rasenal TV for the Rasenal Transfer Centre today, people. Then we will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for your next tournament. And again, we are going to mash up the place this year summer. Love and guidance, people. Then. Peace.